Hello, YouTube family, Facebook family, biological family, friends, and new acquaintances. I'm Carol Cortez, and welcome to AHEAD. That's an acronym for Achievers, Happy, Encouraged, Accomplished, and Determined. I'm doing a series entitled Saving Money Successfully Simplified. And in this segment, I'm going to be focusing on writing up a budget and what all is the information that needs to be contained in that budget. Now, as I've emphasized previously, it's imperative that you write up your budget before your payday, not after your payday and not during the day, because you want to make certain that you've allowed yourself ample time to consider all of your expenses and write them down in that budget. Now, first you're going to list every one of your expenses. You want to make certain that you don't leave anything out, but we'll have a clause just in case you did omit something inadvertently. Think of it as a fun opportunity to control your money and how you spend it. So don't think of it as a task, think of it as fun, because you're on a mission. You're on a mission to save money because you have benefits that you want to receive later when you use that money and using it wisely. So you're going to construct your budget, and you're going to write down on each line the expenses that you expect to have to come out of that income payment that you're about to receive. You're going to make certain that you list all of your expenses and deduct it from your income, and your savings deposit, you want to include that also in the list. Now I'm going to show you a sample budget. Now it's just an example. You'll be writing up your own according to your expenses and according to your particular income. Now, I've typed up this budget that I'll be showing you, but you can handwrite your budget, or you can type it up also on the computer, or you can put it in an Excel document so that Excel can calculate it for you. Whatever you find is easy for you. Now let me show you this budget that I've put together for you. I expect that you'll be able to see it clearly. I'll bring it as close to you as possible. I hope that you saw that clearly. As you can see, I wrote the date on the top of the budget. It's important that you put the date on the top because you will continually, every pay period, you'll write up your budget. You're going to list each item that you expect to have to pay: your rent, your car insurance, your health insurance, life insurance, whatever your expense is. And then you're going to total the expenses. And then you're going to write down your income, and you're going to deduct the amount of those expenses from your income. Remember to include your savings account amount that you're going to put in your savings in that expense list that you've made. And also, as I showed on the list, you may want to put down a miscellaneous expense just in case you've inadvertently forgot something. And as you saw on that budget list, there was $225 left over. Of those $225, you can increase the amount that you want to put into your savings account, or you can use it for maybe little treats for yourself for maintaining a good budget and being faithful to the budget. Now, each pay period, you may have to adjust the budget, and that's the reason why you put the date on top of each budget that you write, because each pay period you might get paid a little less that period or a little more. Say if you were out one day of that pay period and your pay would be a little lower, or maybe you got worked overtime and your pay is a little bit more, then you want to make certain that you've adjusted that budget again, wrote it up all over again, so that you can make certain that you've got the right figures for what you have to pay out and what you have to save and what you have left over. Now also, you may have additional expenses per pay period. One pay period might have to cover certain expenses that you have, and then the next pay period may not have to cover those expenses. So you want to make sure that you always write your budget anew each pay period so that you don't inadvertently omit something and have the wrong figures on how much you have left over, so that you can either put more money in your bank account, savings account, or you can treat yourself. Now I just want to look at some of the factors that I've made to make sure that I've covered everything for you. Now, you want to avoid emotional buying. Emotional buying can deplete your plans for savings, because you may end up spending more than you should and end up spending some of that money that you would have ordinarily saved and money that you didn't have to splurge with. So you want to control your emotional buying. You want to be faithful to saving your money by putting it once again in a savings account. And you want to make certain that you don't try to keep up with your neighbors and or friends or co-workers with how they dress and going out for lunch every day. You may want to look at opportunities where you can dress in a way that's going to please you, and you're not chasing after doing something other people are doing. And also you want to make certain that you're budgeting your money as far as eating out. You don't want to excessively eat out, because that will cut into your savings. Now, if you want to do it, that's fine, but you may want to use discretion about it so that you don't deplete the money that you can put into your savings account. You want to be faithful to saving, because we have a plan. We have a plan for the future. The future may include traveling. It can include a lot of things when you have the money to do it. So don't hurt yourself by splurging and trying to keep up with other people. And also wearing designer clothes. You know, it's nice, they're nice designer clothes, but you want to stay within reason according to what you can afford. If you can afford it, go for it. If you can't afford it, use discretion on when and when not to buy designer clothes. And when you can, always use discretion to save money. I'm going to continually drive that home because it's so important. And, you know, I personally like to buy according to quality items and according to pricing. Now, sometimes I do splurge, but I don't try to make it a habit, and I don't try to let my emotions lead me instead of good intelligence and wisdom. So, occasionally you can treat yourself, but make certain discretion, always discretion. Now, whether you make a small deposit into your savings account or a larger deposit, be proud of yourself. Be thankful for what you can accomplish and be proud of yourself. You know, you worked hard for the money, work hard in saving it. And believe me, you're going to see the fruit of it, and you will appreciate how much your savings grows for you. And that will be your trophy when you look at how much you have in your bank account. Trust me, I have one, and I'm glad about it. And I continually increase my savings. And at some point, you may want to consider, once your funds and your savings account builds enough, you may want to consider taking some of the money and investing in income earning investments, such as certificates of deposits, savings bonds, mutual funds, corporate stocks, and there's other income producing investment that you can make. And we'll talk about that more in detail at another time. Now, in closing, I want to thank everyone who has given me a thumbs up that you like the information that I'm sharing with you. I want to also thank the subscribers who have chosen to subscribe to this informational series. And I ask that you click on comments and give me your thoughts, your suggestions, your questions. Also, you have the option to share. There's a little arrow curved up that you can click on, and that allows you to share this information with your friends and your families and acquaintances, anyone that you suspect could be helped by this information. Also, you have the option to click on subscribe. I love it if you subscribe. And that's in Facebook. You can also find that I have 2 presentations concerning investing in corporate stocks, Simplified. So, in closing, I ask that you stay blessed, stay encouraged, and stay connected. And I'll talk to you real soon, okay? Thank you for checking in. Bye now.